So let's start from the very beginning. The first salon that I was working at here in Las Vegas, of course, you guys know how I am. I'm not going to say names because I'm just not that type of person. I'll give you landmarks and locations, but you guys are just gonna have to figure out that by yourself on some where's Carmen San Diego. Like, you're gonna have to figure that out by yourself. So the first salon that I worked at, they were asking me to come work in their shop. Before I was even licensed, I was in school. So that was already a red flag for me. I told them no, I was gonna come service. I didn't care who, celebrity or anything. Like, I'm not risking my license for a one-time celebrity. Like, no, I'm just not. I'm not. So anyways, I was working in that salon. I got my first couple of celebrity clientele, I did Sergio exclusive and I did Stunna Girls nails. I was fresh out of school, guys. So like, I was so like nervous working in this shop. But one of the reasons why I personally left that first shop was because it was just brand new and the owner had a lot of stuff going on personally. Like I said, managing a salon is a lot, so I can only imagine now, like looking back, like, girl, you had a lot of stuff going on, and like it was just like the communication was just a little bit off and things like that. And like, now that I have better perspective, I kind of understand. I'm not saying that it was right, because it's like, I am renting out of your salon, so you should communicate with me when I have a problem. And like, there was problems. Like, we had meetings and she was missing the meeting. Someone passed in her family. I understand things happen in life, but you should have, like, I had a meeting with you. So it was just the lack of communication for me. And I just, like I said, I'm very military, and two, I used to work in the hospital, so I'm very corporate wired. So if it doesn't look, it just wasn't doing it for me. Like, I really needed to talk to her, and she kept dubbing me, and I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I need my clients to come in here. I'm having an issue with, it was a full service salon. I was having an issue with some of the girls. Like, I would come into the shop and there'd be hair all over my desk, and like, I would say something to the girls, but I mean, you guys know how, you guys can tell how I talk and all types of stuff. Like, people really be thinking like, you can say and do certain stuff to me just because of how I sound and how I talk and how I look. And it's like, no, don't leave your on my desk, bro. Leave it over in your station. But they thought it was funny, and like, it was just irritating. It was just irritating. So I was just like, I'm not trying to get in trouble with state board. I don't want any of that stuff. So I was like, you know what? It'd just be easier just to peace. Like, the lack of communication coming in, sanitation is just out of whack. To the type of clientele, like I said, I service a lot of people. My youngest client is freaking 12 and my oldest is 100, okay? So when it came to dress attire and all types of stuff, like, I don't want my 90-year-old Jewish grandmother to, not like me personally, but I don't want a 90-year-old Jewish grandmother to come in here and you're walking around with booty shorts. Like, the salon just didn't fit me. Like, I'm a nail tech and I'm gonna service anybody that wants to get service. You can be conservative, you can be gay, you can be straight, you can be homo, you can be whatever you want. You can be an alien, you can be Jesus Christ, for all I care. If you want your nails and you're gonna pay, you can sit in my chair, and I want to make you comfortable, excuse me. So I was just like, this isn't the place for me. And I never wanted to be a celebrity nail tech or anything like that. So it wasn't like me pressed to be like, okay, I need to stay here because they're getting all the celebrities. I was like, no, bro, I'm trying to make some money. Like, so anyways, I ended up leaving. I go to another salon, and this is when I went to a chop shop, and that's when you guys saw the infamous YouTube video of me talking about me working in a Vietnamese shop and in the chop shops and stuff like that. So one of the reasons why I left working there was because I had another salon reach out to me and ask me if I wanted to come work for them. So this salon, worked at the Vietnamese one. Of course, they taught me a lot of stuff. They weren't bad or anything like that, but I did have another salon reach out to me and ask if I wanted to work for them. So I go over to another salon, and this salon is off of Tropicana. Excuse me. It's off of Tropicana and Decatur. They were open till like 11 o'clock at night. So I really liked working at this one shop. This commission split was 70-30, and they paid you out the same night. Like, I don't know how they did that, but it was really cool back in the day. So I was working up over there for a couple of months. Some really cool people came in. We had 50 Cent come up in there. got invite to backstage and stuff. Like, it was really cool working in that shop. Like, I really liked it. It was really dope. It was a full service salon again. It was Russian owned, and one thing I really liked about it was there was a lot of black girls. Like, when I walked up in there, I was like, is this a black owned salon? It wasn't. It was Russian owned. But I will say, like, there was a lot of black girls in there, and it was really cool to be like around a whole bunch of black girls just doing nails. There were other girls in there that were non-black, POC, but they did nails too. But it was just like predominantly black, which is something that I really, really liked. And that's when I met my nail girl. Her name's Mari. She took me under her wing. I talk about her all the time, guys. Like, I love her. Mari took me under her wings when I was fresh out of nail school, told me about the industry and everything. Like, I'm still friends with her. Ooh, oh my god, I need to text this girl. Okay, anyways, I was supposed to text her tonight so we can go get drinks. But okay, so anyways, we're working at this shop, right? Okay, cool. And one of the girls that I was working with, she doesn't like me. Hi, I know you'd be watching my YouTube videos. You can come work here if you want to, make some money. We can leave the gossip and everything at the door, girl. But you're really good at nails, but I know you don't like me, but I know you be on my stuff. But anywho, that's a whole nother story. So this one girl I was working with at the time, she was feeling some type of way. I don't give, like, I really don't be caring about that. Like, I was raised with boys, so all of that drama and stuff, like, I'm just not here for it. Like, I don't care about, I'm here to make some money. So anyways, she was telling me about her old job. She was working at this other shop in Summerlin area off of Sahara and Durango. It was a full service salon as well. They were white owned. I really loved working there. Now, I did a YouTube video on this salon as well. So I was working at this salon. Hold on, Jules is calling me. My bad, guys. My assistant was calling me. Anyways, I'm not about to tell her business on the internet. So I was working at the salon that was off of Sahara and Durango, right? So I was working over there. I did a YouTube video about this place as well. So the first salon that I worked at, communication. The second one, it was okay, but then I had this other salon, full service, reach out to me that I said was all black, right? Cool, I was working over there. Then I had this other salon reach out to me. They happened to be the #1 salon in the city. And at this point, I was 6 months doing nails, and they wanted me to work for them. So 6 months out of nail school, and the #1 shop in the city wants you to work for them. I'm leaving. Yes, I'm salon hopping. I'd be leaving jobs too. If you don't like your job, leave. That's what my mom told me. My mom's worked at every hospital here in Las Vegas because they did not treat you right. And they were doing things that were not, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not gonna even talk about that right here. So anyways, I left the salon and I went to the #1 salon in the city, and I was working there. I was fine, happy. I was great over there. Up until the top nail set tech wanted to start stealing my stuff. And even the cleaning lady was telling me that she steals people's stuff. And other nail technicians were telling me that she steals people's stuff. And at the time, I was a beginner nail tech. So like, yes, I'm making really good money, but I'm also trying to save. I don't have $10 to be spending every goddamn 2 days because bitches are taking my fucking drill bits, bro. I don't have time for people taking my nippers. I don't have time for that. Why am I coming to work and my case is open? Why am I coming to work and stuff is missing from my desk? So then when I would go to talk to the owner about it, she didn't care. And one of the reasons why, you want to know why she didn't care? Because she was making her the most money in here. And you're not going to get rid of your top money maker for someone that's new 6 months out of school. That's just how it is. Even though she was a thief, people had her on camera stealing. The freaking cleaning lady even knew that she was stealing from people, but she didn't have her papers at the time, so she couldn't say nothing. Like, it was just a mess. So at the time, I was doing pop-up shops in Chicago. Again, this is like October, November, December. I was doing pop-up shops in Chicago. I was flying out to Chicago because after dealing with this, I was just like, if I can work in the top salon within 6 months of graduating and I'm in Las Vegas, I can go to Chicago and I can take up some clients, bro. And that's exactly what I thought. I did a pop-up shop and I was like, damn, I'm making so much money out here in Chicago. So after that, I decided, okay, bam, I'm gonna open up a shop in Chicago. I'm about to have it bussin'. Like, if I'm doing great here in my home city, Imagine what I can do in like the #3 biggest city. Like, I was optimistic as heck. So ended up doing pop-up shops, ended up moving to, you know, Chicago. COVID happens. I literally moved to Chicago in November. COVID happens in January. Horrible. So we're gonna fast forward up until now we're open, right? So I was working in a suite, had my own suite, had my own suite. I was very hush-hush about it because I know how a lot of salons can be feeling about like, oh, you're stealing clients and da-da-da-da. My thing about the whole stealing clients thing, especially when it comes to like my freehand painting, one thing that I'd be thinking when salons be like, well, you're stealing clients. None of these bitches in here can do what I can do, bro. I'm not trying to say that on a arrogant way, but who else in here is gonna be painting Picassos like me? You guys barely want to paint some stars, bro. And I'm over here doing Picasso. So are these really your clients? They found me on my Instagram and they came over here because I'm working in your shop. That's one thing that I really need salon owners to like really get their panties and they things out of their, bro. People want to come to your salon for your talent. They don't care that your place is called Boutique this and Pretty Nails this and Lunar this. Like, nobody gives up that your salon is called this. They care about the talent that's in there. That's what they care about. Without that talent, if you remove all the talent in your shop and you replace them with some ass people, people are gonna say your business is because of the people that work in it. So with that being said, I worked at a couple of salons in Chicago. I'm gonna talk about the 3 salons that I worked at while I was still working in my suite. So I was working on the south side of Chicago. I was on like Stony Island or something at this one shop. They were a Black-owned salon, which I really liked. They also like re-related. I really liked that owner. She was so nice. It wasn't even her. It was the girls that were fucking shit up for me. And it was just pissing me off. And like, I was just to the point where I was just like, the owner was so removed from her business. Like, she wasn't even in the shop like that. We just had the manager. So like, it was just so far removed. Like, I just told her, I was like, I'm just gonna leave. When I was working at that shop on the south side, it was fine and dandy up until like some of the girls' clients wanted to start, you know, coming to me and stuff. Now we got a problem. Now girls want to come sit in my chair and stuff. Now we have a problem. So it got to the point where the manager was taking my fucking name off of the booking site, which I thought was really weird. 2, they also had a problem with my work being watermarked. They didn't want people to know who I was. In Chicago, they did not want people to know who I was, bro. They were on some hater player, bro. It's like, step your cookies up. Like, why are you gonna be mad at me because God gave me some sauce? You're mad because God gave me a talent? I don't understand. So they felt some type of way about me watermarking my pictures. They were like, we don't want you to watermark your pictures and stuff. And I was like, I won't watermark, you know, the regular stuff, but when it comes to my paintings and my drawings and stuff that I'm known for, my Drippy Nails logo is going on that. So if you want those pictures, that logo comes with it. I'm sorry, because that's the artist. I do regular nails. I'm a nail tech. Anasha's a nail tech. Drippy Nails is a nail artist. There's a difference. So that was a totally different story, but with the manager and the girls up in there taking my name off the booking site, changing my hours and stuff so clients didn't know when the I was going to be in the salon. Like, I was just like, I don't have time for this. This is petty. I don't have time for this. Deuces. I left the salon. So I go downtown. I'm working at another salon. This salon, I had some really weird stuff happening to me at this salon that I was working at downtown Chicago. It was a beautiful salon, guys. Like, it was really, really nice. But there were some things that I personally saw in the salon that really bothered me personally as a Black individual. I was seeing, it was predominantly Asian. And it was Mother's Day. I'm going to bring up a situation. It was Mother's Day, and a group of Black women had booked a service, and I noticed how the Asians would always treat the white people better. They would always massage their feet longer. They would always give them a longer, nicer service. But on Mother's Day, for some miraculous reason, they were speeding McGee with them Black women, and they didn't even sit and wait for their tip. Like, one thing I really need a lot of one thing I really need people that work in the shops that are not Black to understand when it comes to us, people. We're not gonna applaud a fish for swimming. I'm not gonna tip you just because you did my nails. I'm gonna tip you because you did a good job. I don't expect a tip. I never expect a tip at all. I only expect a tip when I go above and beyond. That's when I know, like, okay, she really liked her stuff. Other than that, they're paying for a service. You don't deserve a tip. Like, it's not that, no, I don't like that culture. And I work in the tipping industry. Tip me because I did something. One thing about us, we will pay, we will tip if we feel it's deserving and you went above and beyond. But I am not tipping, I'm not rewarding a fish for swimming. I'm just not doing that. And I understand them. But they went out of their way to tip them just to prove a point, because they're like, we already know how they be feeling about us. So like, that was something that really rubbed me wrong. There were other issues as well, like the lack of lunch breaks and stuff, like workers' violations. And one thing, like I said, I come from very corporate. I worked in the hospital. I worked with my parents in the hospital. So no, you're not breaking the law with me. You can do that with them, but I'm making sure that I get a lunch, because I'm not about to be diabetic and over here passing out and all types of stuff. Like, I've already lost a lot of weight. I don't want to lose any more weight. Like, I want to maintain what I am right now. So they didn't really give you lunch breaks like that. But the black thing was really like crucial to me too, my safety over there. That was one of the biggest things. And then on top of that, with the salon owner, like I said, she was nice. The prior one was nice too. This one, I'm really dumbing down and drying down the story, but it was okay, whatever. Went our separate ways. Like, she was feeling some type of way about me working in my own place and with her in her shop. And like, I had even came down to saying to her, I was like, I will sign a contract that literally says I'm not going to take your clients. Like, if they get service over here, fine. If they want to come over in my suite, fine. But I'm not trying to be on that type of time. But of course, she was scared. So I respect it. Like, if I had my own business and a girl was really freaking good, like, the only difference between me and most of these salon owners and stuff, they be pocket watching and they be wanting to control what's in your pockets. Like, I just don't like that. I personally don't like salons being nosy like that. Like, if I had my own salon, and my nail girl like wants to go and have her own place, that's fine. She's still working at my place. Clearly, she still must like this place if she's still here. Even if she is using this place to build up her clientele to go do her own thing, I'm still making money off of her. So that's how I look at things, but whatever. So ended up going our separate ways, and I understand that. Like, it was business, and too, she was feeling some type of way. There's a couple of things, but that was an easy break when it came to the one downtown. Like, there were some weird stuff that was going on to me, like weird stuff in the park, bro. That's a whole other story for another day, but that was like what was going on with me at the salon downtown. Now, let's go on to the best part of where I was working downtown, in Chicago. So the last place that I worked at in Chicago was actually in Oak Park. It's a really big nail school and salon that I worked over there for about a week, and it did not work out. And it was just a lack of communication. I really feel like, again, too, they were opening up another location. So it just wasn't working. And then on top of that, like, they weren't getting any clientele. So I was just like, I'm sitting over here in your shop and you guys are barely getting anything. So I'm just sitting here not making any money. And I was having other salons call me like, hey, can you come work in our salon for the day? Can we promote you for the day? Can we promote you so we can get clientele up in here? And I'm like, these people over here are trying to help me while in your shop, like, I'm sitting here, like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm trying to make money. I'm not here to sit. Like, where are the clients? Where are they at? So I was going to do gigs and all types of stuff around Chicago while working at this place. And another thing that like was very odd working over there, like, I thought everything was cool, right? Thought everything was fine and dandy working over there. And then I decided to go ahead and leave because it was just like the lack of communication, reaching out to them. And I was just like, I don't have time for this. Like, the lack of communication in this industry is just boo-boo. Like, it's just horrible. So Anyways, I end up leaving. They never reached back out to me or anything, which I thought was very freaking weird, that they didn't do that. And I was just like, okay, whatever, I'm just not gonna work here anymore. So after I leave, one of the girls reaches out to me, and she was working there. She doesn't work there anymore. I don't know what happened with that salon, but she reached out to me, and I'm gonna read you guys all the receipts and everything on what happened at the salon. Like I said, I was having some weird feelings about here. I didn't know if these people liked me or if they were kissing my ass. I didn't know. Like, they introduced me to everybody. People seemed cool and whatnot, but I was just like, something in my spirit was just like, something's wrong with these people. Also, ooh, I'm forgetting something. Another thing that I did not like about this salon, they do have a sponsorship or something with OPI, right? Cool. They wanted to rebrand me. They said that I was too urban. You're on Madison Street, a historical black street in Chicago, and you're saying I'm too urban, which I understand because they're getting the majority of their money from OPI, which is a right brand. So they were like, we can't really promote that type of artwork because we're not trying to get those type of clientele. Too, you're in Oak Park. Like, I understand, like, it's very racist in Chicago. That was something I really did not like about out there, because I was just like, you guys are living like the 1950s and it's 2023. Like, bring it together. Sorry. But anyways, back to what I was saying. They wanted to rebrand me because they said I was too urban, whatever that means. Said I was too urban. I know what that means. Said I was too urban and I need to tone it down. So I was like, you want me to change me? Like, I understand where they were coming from, but it's just like, so you about to sell yourself to help. I'm not rebranding myself. I am who I am. I don't care. I am who I am. I don't give up. Because they wanted me to become a brand ambassador for them and shove it up your booty holes. Really, you can, because you're not going to rebrand me and wipe me down. Like, I'm not cool with that. I'm so tired of salons telling me that. I'm like, you know what? If you want me to act less, like, it's not even act less. Like, I speak very proper. I think I can communicate very clearly to a Karen. Thank you. I think I do very well. I'm very proper. I know how to communicate. But when it comes to, like, my demeanor, like, I know how to tone it down. Like I said, I'm on YouTube right now, so I'm talking to you guys like I would with one of my friends. When I'm working with a client, I'm completely different. I dress very nicely when I do work. I'm very covered, okay? My booty cheeks are not hanging out or nothing. My tatas, I don't even have titties for a bra, bro. So with that being said, like, I'm not even showing, like, bajunka, like, I'm not doing anything crazy out here, but you want to rebrand me. I was over it. I was over it. Two, like, there were some issues with the owner and her husband. Like, I don't know if he cheated or something. I don't know. But, like, some of the girls were telling me, like, he'd be saying some weird stuff. And, like, he did say some weird stuff to me that, like, that was, like I said, I was only there for, like, 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half tops. But he was saying some weird shit to me. I was just like, I'm not trying to get in trouble. Which, no, but, like, no. Like, this man literally had told me, he was like, if you got that thing, you should use it. I'm like, excuse me, sir, what? I know I may look a certain way, but I don't be doing shit. Like, I used to be ugly duckling, bro. Like, I'm pretty now. I'm not on that type of time. Like, it was just weird vibes. So anyways, I ended up leaving the shop because it was just too much for me personally, and I just couldn't tell if these girls were fake, real. Like I said, I didn't know what was going on. So I had one of the girls that was working over there, right? She messaged me after I left. So I'm going to read the conversation. Of course, I am going to change a couple of things because I don't want to say her name. I don't want to say anybody's name or anything like that. But you guys can, you know, you can put two and two together for yourself. So I'm going to start, read it all, and then give you guys my final cherry on top. And then I'm going to exit out this because this is a long freaking video. So anyways, she reaches out to me. She says, hey, Nasha, are you still working or associated with the salon by chance? I just quit the salon and the teaching program today, and I wanted to ask you a question if that's okay. I said, hey, blank, her name. And no, I'm not. And sure, you can ask me anything. I'm a huge introvert at times, but I do talk. Like I said, I'm talking to you guys like it's my friend. There's nobody in here. I can talk. I'm talking to my camera, so of course I'm comfortable. Versus when I'm first meeting people, like of course I'm gonna be shy. Like I don't know you. I don't know you. So anyways, she says, I just wanted to make sure. And I saw your live the other night. I felt so bad because I know you didn't name drop, but I kind of figured when you were having issues with the girls, it meant us. I want to personally apologize if I ever made you feel uncomfortable or acted like I didn't like you. I had reservations about joining the team at first, but I started a week before you did and was being told things that made me believe you might not be a good fit after you were hired. I feel like we just never got the chance to connect, but I feel like we would have worked well together. I had a feeling you were being fed things on your end from the owner about us because we all noticed that you started not to interact with us as much, and we thought it was because you didn't like us. So to respond to that, yes, of course, like she was telling me stuff about people in there, but like I had no problem with any of the girls. I didn't know them, so I knew the owner. The owner knew about me moving to Chicago before I even knew who she was. So like I don't know you guys, and two, like I'm just like that. Like I'm just like that. Like I just was vibing with the owner. Like I knew her and I didn't really know you guys yet. So that's just how it was. But anyways, so she says, but at this point, I feel like we were all being played, and I'm hearing stories about this not being the first time. I know this industry is small, and when you're good at what you're doing, it's even smaller. So I just wanted to let you know that I never had a personal issue with you. I love the work you do, and I wish you nothing but success going forward, excuse me. So I respond, I didn't hear anything about the salon before I came there at all. I didn't even know it was a salon. I just knew it was a school. I was more so speaking on the other salons I worked with in the city that really did me bad, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It was a lesson I needed in life. I don't see why I wouldn't have been a good fit for the salon. But after being there, I made the executive decision and didn't want to step on toes. I had nothing against any of the staff at the salon at all. Everyone was nice besides a few people, but not everyone is meant to be aligned with you, if that makes sense. I'm used to people talking about me without actually coming to the source. I'm an open book about everything if people would just communicate. I had no feelings towards you at all or any of the girls. You guys were very nice to me, and also I do so much on the side and have personal things going on in my head. I be in 12 different places. So like I said, I can be quiet sometimes. Like I'm an introvert, extrovert. Like that's just how I am. So I said, I'm kind of shocked that I was a quote bad fit. Why even work with me? But I'll never know. Always feel free to reach out. I know in person I can be quiet. It's because I be in my own little world a lot, but I'm definitely easy to talk to. And then I asked her, I said, hey, why did you not want to complete the schooling, by the way? That was one of the reasons why I was there. There are other programs in Chicago, if you don't mind me asking. So she responds, girl, I totally get not being aligned. That's one of the reasons I left. And I don't mean to talk bad about the school or the owner because I left there on good note, but I just couldn't take some of their business practices anymore. I was fully booked back home with a huge clientele, and I was told that I would make triple what I was making back home when I went to the salon. As you can see, we basically made nothing, which was okay at first because I wanted to grow with them. I just didn't like the fact that I was lied to, and then I would catch little lies here and there about other things they would tell me. I was also supposed to be promoted to the training manager because they didn't like the work the other two girls were producing, and they told me I would be salary, so I came up with a whole plan of action and everything, and they kept promising me a start date and never following through. Between work and school, I was there 12 hours a day and made literally pennies. Like I said, they weren't doing nothing, and I could tell within. I've worked at so many shops. I can read a room, but like I can read a room. I can look around and look at the talent and be like, yeah, bitch, I'm gonna go on from here because y'all ain't about to have no clients up in this bitch. Like, that's horrible. But I be knowing. I've been to so many salons. Like, I will pray and hope, but I can look around and tell, peace, I'm leaving. So then she says, I also didn't like that they were so big on being on no drama, but everybody knew everybody's business, which is very true. and everybody talked about everybody. I was just as guilty, don't get me wrong, but I knew if I wanted to grow as a person, I couldn't be there any longer because it was starting to get chaotic, the amount of time that was spent working versus talking about people. And I felt like I had to fake who I was as a person, or else I would be the next victim being talked about by them. So I just played dumb and worshiped the ground the owner walked on so that they would accept me. But it was draining doing that every day, and I started to notice that everyone the owner liked did the same thing, but everyone she talked bad about treated her as an equal, and I didn't want to play those games anymore. And as far as you not being a good fit, I was told that right before your second interview, but at the time I was brand new and didn't catch on to the BS yet. So she told me about your YouTube channel and said that she was worried that you might blame other people for your own problems. So I asked to sit in on the interview to see. And I thought you were cool, but then I went and watched a video on your channel and you were saying how all these salons did you bogus, and I tried to have a meeting with the owner about it privately because I was concerned if you didn't get along with the salon, you may make a video about her. Hi, everything comes full circle. He'll make a video on the salon. Well, you don't do people dirty. I like, this is the platform. What if I didn't have a platform? All this stuff would have been happening to me, guys, and I would have no platform. And I wouldn't be talking about it. It's like, I wouldn't have shit to talk about if people didn't do me dirty. Like, and people saying like, oh, it's your fault. People were stealing from me. People were taking my name off the books. You're weird. I was working over here back in Vegas. The first salon that I was working at, it was called, I'm not going to say it, but it starts with an L. I was working at this place called Lunar something. The owners literally looked at me and said, oh, you're a pretty girl, but you don't talk enough for us here. We're trying to be a family. And I'm just like, I'm here to work. Like, I'm here to work. What do you mean I'm just a pretty face? I need to open my mouth more. They literally said that. And two, they had a problem with me traveling. And I literally told these from the jump, bro. I do servicing and stuff. I go to other places. I'm doing New York Fashion Week. So with that being said, like, I know I'm a nail tech, but I do other stuff too. And they felt some type of way. And they also said, like, I'm pretty, but I don't talk enough. I'm here to work. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make friends with my clients, but I'm here to work. And they basically let me go. And I was just like, hey, whatever, fine, cool. But I didn't do anything. I wasn't talking. Two, they wanted me to also, I will say this, they did want me also to be a receptionist. That's not in my job description, boo-boo, and you're only giving me 50-50? That's slavery, and you want me to do 2 jobs at once? Find somebody else to do it. You can work your other nail techs like that because I'm not. So, and then, oh, another salon that I worked at out here too, once I was back, I had to file a police report on my coworker for battery. She attacked me because I didn't want her to charge a client $90 for some bullshit. That'll be a whole nother story time video. But everybody was like, oh, Anasha, you're the problem. No, I'm not the problem. You guys just don't have morals and ethics and don't know how to treat people. That's the problem. Because when I was working in corporate in the hospital, never had a problem, honey. Never. I was employee of the month. My managers loved me. Everybody loved me. It wasn't until I came into this ghetto industry where things aren't by the book and you don't have policies and stuff. Now it's drama. I've been a great employee my entire life working in the corporate world. But when I came over to here with the drama, back to the spiel. So anyways, she says, and I thought you were cool, but then I went and watched a YouTube channel and thought how the salons do, I tried to have a meeting with the owner about it privately because I was concerned if you didn't get along in the salon, you may make a video about her. But she showed the girls and some instructors and was basically saying that she didn't think that she would hire you. Again, that was my fault because I thought I was looking out for the owner because she told me beforehand that she was concerned. So when you showed up to work, I was shocked, but I was like, maybe I was wrong. And when you sat in on the lesson with me and the owner, I really liked you. So I knew I was wrong. I was never going to say anything because, like I said, I left the salon on a good note in their eyes, but I'm hearing from past students and instructors things being said about me and everyone else that's worked there, and I feel like the same way I was told that I was a part of the team and special was the same thing everyone else was told in order to get information and keep up the gossip and chaos. I just couldn't morally do it anymore, and even I gave up the opportunity of a lifetime. My soul and conscience means more to me than a scholarship. Like I said, Morals and ethics. I used to work in healthcare, nursing people back to health, bro. So working in these salons and seeing how people are treated, mistreated, missing lunches, like being treated like slaves, salons taking 60% from nail techs. It's no, I'm not gonna be quiet. I'm gonna use my platform. Since I have one. Hi, I'm using it, I'm talking. Like, that's not cool, bro. Like, that's just not cool. I respond to her. Red flags will always present themselves. Always listen to your gut. I never created problems for myself. I would just be sold a dream and then people not follow through. It was to the point where owners wouldn't book me, play favorites, or take my name off the website because they didn't want people to know I even worked with them. A lot of things done in the dark. And then I'd use my platform to explain ECT. And one thing's for sure, I keep messages and phone calls. So everything, they couldn't lie on my name, which I'm tired of. Like, you're haters because I'm fucking good. Like, and my thing is, I teach nail techs my nail art and stuff. I'm an open book. Do not be a hater. Like, I hate that. Focus on yourself. Look in the mirror and be like, damn, my work is ass. Where do I need to fix this shit? Don't be looking at me and seeing what I got going on. Focus on yourself. And two, like I said, I can't service everybody in the world. I can't. I'm only one person. Worried about little old me. Like, why am I such a threat? I've only been doing nails for now 4 years. And all these salons felt some type of way about me. It makes me feel some type of way. Maybe I really do have a lot of potential and I just am. Anyways, so that was what really bothered the heck about me is, like I said, a lot of salons be feeling like it's a me problem. And it's like, when I go back and show the receipts, is it really me? You stole from me. You stole my supplies. You took my name off the booking site. You're telling people I don't work here anymore when I really was working there. You were changing my dates. You weren't allowing me to eat. Your communication skills sucked. You lied to me about my salary and my commission split. You're doing illegal practices and using MMA. I'm protecting my business. I'm protecting my name, my business license. I don't have time to play with y'all. I just don't. It's not me. And if I did do anything, they didn't say anything. Besides the one shop that I worked at out here when I first moved out here, and they said, you're such a pretty girl, but you're too quiet, and we want to be a family, and you just don't fit. I'll be a pretty quiet bitch. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care. Like, other than that, like, has it really been me? You just been some player hater ass out here, bro. And like I said, like, I am not that type of nail tech. I know how I look. I know I give off, like, better than that. I'm not that type of person. I'm really not. Like, I've literally been on the bus with my fucking nail cart, bro. I've started humbly, like, car broke down and everything, and I'm leaving work at 11 o'clock at night, and there's no Ubers and stuff yet, and I'm, like, taking the bus for the first time ever in my life with my nail cart here in Vegas. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I did it one time, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I have my humble beginnings. It's like, if you would just talk to me and ask me instead of judging me by how I look, how I talk and stuff, you'd actually understand where I'm coming from with stuff. But like I said, most people don't do that. A lot of people are childish. There's a lot of stuff. But anywho, that's all my spiel. I gave you guys an update, talked about salons and stuff. Literally, we're up to date up until now. I'll tell you what's going on. My uncle, that's a whole nother YouTube video, guys. But anywho, that's it. I'm done ranting. I'm gonna go home. I'm about to finish payroll, get up out of here. Have a good night, guys, and I will update you on another video. Peace.